The serene scene of Senior Day in Morgantown, where a half-dozen Mountaineers seniors seek 15 home wins for the first time in nearly a decade. You're watching March to March, presented by Principal. From Hope Coliseum, it's the final game of the regular campaign for these Big 12 foes. UCF takes on West Virginia. And we welcome you courtside alongside B.J. Taylor, over 1,600 points, 2 times All-Conference for UCF. I'm John Sadak. The rightful players in the background are CBS Sports crew. West Virginia, according to CBS Sports bracketology, right now is on the outside looking in. They're facing a series of must-wins, while UCF, you believe, is in the tourney regardless of what happens tonight.
Absolutely, John. UCF firmly in the NCAA tournament as a 10 seed right now, even coming in tonight off of 2 straight losses. The thing for them is building some momentum heading into Kansas City. If you look at tonight's resume, wins over Texas Tech, Kansas, and most recently at BYU essentially sealed the deal. But I promise you, if you talk to Johnny Dawkins, the head coach of the Knights, they want to make sure they head into March playing some of their best basketball.
They do have 5 quad 1 wins. They also have a large lead loss. That came on Valentine's Day. No sweetheart deal. Themis Folks, he did his part, but then came the Mountaineers from down 14 midway through the second half, roared back to take it.
Yeah, Honor Huff was absolutely exceptional down the stretch. He is the guy for this West Virginia Mountaineer crew. He can heat up in a hurry, and you look at their resume. Wins over Kansas, win over BYU. This was a group that in the middle of January looked like they were poised to potentially make a push. Had a tough February, but we know anything can happen in March. And if you're West Virginia, it's all about building some momentum up tonight before they hit the Big 12 tourney out of Kansas City as well.
The last time they won 15 home games in a year, they went to the Sweet 16. One of the country's best defensive teams against one of its best offensive forces.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Principal. Let's build a retirement and benefits plan that works for your team. By Jeep. There's only one. And by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
The 6 Mountaineers seniors honored their top 6 scorers, the 5 starters, their best off the bench. They account for over 80% of Ross Hodges' points, now in year number 1, including an interim. It's been 4 head coaches in as many years for the Mountaineers as we meet our starters. Chance Moore has been great of late, almost 13 per in his last 6. Incredibly hot shooting in that time. Themis Folks is the straw that stirs for UCF. Over 200 dimes on his year for Johnny Dawkins, who's now in year number 10 at UCF, and he's trying to lead these Knights back into postseason play as well. You played for Johnny Dawkins, the last UCF team to go to the Big Dance in 2019.
Absolutely. Trust me, this is a guy who is not preaching to his team. We are in the NCAA tournament. He's saying, guys, we need to control, we control. And tonight that starts for UCF against the West Virginia Mountaineers. Let's go, Johnny.
West Virginia top 25 in defensive efficiency per Ken Palm. UCF just outside of the top 25 in offensive efficiency. West Virginia gets off to some slow starts offensively. Floyd puts it in.
And that's a really nice start right there. Get a side ball screen, allow Jasper Floyd on senior day to get an early bucket, get him feeling good. Really nice start for this West Virginia offense.
So you believe a man who plays point and wears number 1 for UCF like you did at Themis Folks is everything.
Absolutely. He is the key that gets it going. You see right there, a little up-screen action from John Bowl, a little backdoor lob to Jordan Burks. Themis Folks is the key to making this UCF offense go. He is the pilot of the plane. He is the engine to the car. Everything starts and ends with Themis Folks for the Knights.
Mountaineers in the half court. Honor Huff takes a lot of threes, makes a lot of threes. Kick corner, Lorian for 3. Rainbow got it. One of 2 imports from North Texas that came with Ross Hodges.
Really great start for West Virginia. Brennan Lorient, only a 27% three-point shooter on the season. Knocked down the easy corner triple.
UCF a little banged up, a little thinner of late. Riley Kugel said foul concern of late. Stillwell, showing the shake. Good leave on the block and a cleanup bucket for John Bull.
And that's one of the hardest parts about defending a guy like JaMychal Stillwell. As good as he is at scoring the basketball in the interior, he also can drop the ball off to those bigs on the interior for the Knights.
Mountaineers seek response. Up. Leaves up top for Jasper Floyd. He's closing in on 100 dimes for a third straight year. Eaglestaff hesitant in the corner, has a size advantage. Obi Oha springs him free, and the elbow J is a miss. Here come the Knights and Folks.
Yeah, see, that's what you're going to see all night, John. This West Virginia defense is going to load up and show 10 eyes to Themis Folks every time he pushes down the court. They want to make sure they keep the guard out of that painted area.
West Virginia elite at denying twos. Grain in the lane giveaway. Responded in kind. Hang and miss. Put back, stay with it. It rolls away from Jordan Burks.
I'm out. I believe that bad boy touched every part of the rim, John, as it spun out. Man.
Just off the block, Lorient against the immense size of John Bull. Off the up fake, Bull not duped. He holds his footing. Floyd rolling with the screen, loses handle, then gets it back, and it squirts out of bounds. UCF ball, 5 of the time.
You see right here, this ball, as it goes up, it touches the left, the right, the inside, the back of the rim, says, oh, I'm going, oh, and then it goes out for Jordan Burks. It's a heartbreaker as a player.
What's the energy like on senior day on each side? It can sometimes almost be too high or just a little weird, right?
I think the biggest thing, if you're West Virginia, if you're Jasper Floyd, Honor Huff, Chance Moore, and these guys, use the energy you're going to get from this crowd. All right, senior day is a game you'll never forget for the rest of your life. So you want to make sure if you're West Virginia, you go out on the right note. It's a great backdoor cut from Riley Kugel for the easy slam.
Tight 2 there for UCF. West Virginia other end. Huff show and shake. Contested by Bull, hits iron, long board. Kugel trying to playground it. Eaglestaff saved it. Lorient off a drop step. There's a reset timer.
And see, these middle ball screens you're going to see all night from West Virginia, and that's why Jasper Floyd can score in the mid-range area, or he also can drop that thing down to a guy like Brennan Lorient.
Bull shovel to Folks.
When Lorient plays well for West Virginia, John, it's really a boost to their offense.
Stillwell leaves for Kugel. Wide open, defender stumbled off target, tapped by Bull. UCF maintains. Folks, defender down, floats it up. Stillwell couldn't grab it clean. Floyd slow to get up. Bit of an odd energy. It feels a little like the air is out right now. Eaglestaff rejected by Bull.
Yeah, Bull at 7'2", he can come over and change those shots at the rim.
End-line drive, hang, and rejection by Obi Oha. Honor Huff on the trot. Eaglestaff for 3. Got it! And an official timeout. And Eaglestaff seemed like he was stretching out his legs there.
John Bull comes over. See right here the block at the rim. And then you got the triple. Trayson Eaglestaff, senior day in West Virginia.
10-6, West Virginia has the lead. The Mountaineer has shot that rifle once already. Another burst will come at the break. Tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern, join our college basketball experts in the studio as they talk all things conference tournaments, highlights and top plays, and unmatched insights right here on CBS Sports Network. Well, looking as it stands, CBS Sports Bracketology, the last 4 in: A&M, Santa Clara, VCU, and Cal. On the outside looking in, Auburn, New Mexico, Seton Hall still has a game against St. John's tonight, and Indiana. Big 12 looking at 8 teams in the Big Dance?
Yeah, about 8 teams coming in. from the Big 12. You know, what really interests me on the screen, John, is the New Mexico Lobos, right? The Mountain West right now currently only slated to have one team making the NCAA tournament. When you look at New Mexico and you look at San Diego State, boy, you have to imagine if they can pull off the upset and knock off Utah State in the Mountain West tournament, obviously one of those will be in and Utah State will be in as well. It's just hard for me to believe the Mountain West this year would only get one team into the big dance.
Yeah, Jared Calhoun has been building something at Utah State. They've had some coaching turnover before his stability. So now UCF in the half court. Carmelo Pacheco is in. All that man does is shoot and hit threes. A flat two is a miss there for Stillwell, and here come the Mountaineers. Amir Jenkins, drain of the lane, tipped and given away. A couple of giveaways for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, you know, not a bad push, just a bad decision right there from Jenkins once he got into the painted area.
Oh, heck of an effort, but numbers for the Mountaineers. Eaglestaff on the wing, three ball. A little long there for Honor Huff.
You know, for a team like West Virginia, who plays at one of the slowest paces of any team in the Big 12, I like them getting out early in transition and taking some of those open looks.
Chris Johnson, three ball is off. Stillwell trying to box. Huff out of bounds, couldn't handle. It'll be UCF ball. Knights have a notable sub. Elijah Holsaway is in. Jeremy Fumena is out again with a nasty ankle injury. And Holsaway's getting a lot more time. There's the deliberate pace of the Mountaineers.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a group that is not going to push and look for anything early in transition unless it is absolutely wide open and it presents themselves. But you know, John, that's sometimes why they play their best when they're down. Because they go down in these games, they have to play fast, and their offense gets going. So tonight, let's see if Ross Hodges' group can be early and effective on the break.
Purposeful pause, and Stillwell snaps the team over 6.
Yeah, you know, Michael Stillwell, a guy playing through both a lower body injury and an upper body injury, has a right ankle, has a hand that he's dealing with, so really been the glue for UCF all season, but also just fighting through injuries here in March.
Amir Jenkins trying to create space off the up fake. Defenders staying on the ground. Lorient against Holsaway. Cutters denied. 5 to shoot. No urgency. Huff, they need a hoist. 2. Huff, contested corner 3. Got it! As the red light came on. That's a gutsy bucket.
What a big-time shot from Honor Huff, attacking the Knights' best on-ball defender in Michael Stillwell as the clock runs down. What a shot from the senior.
DJ Thomas ready to sub in for the Mountaineers. Chris Johnson wasn't much of a shooter his first 2 collegiate campaigns. He is now nearly stripped, able to reset, 10 to shoot. Folks Watson drives past Eaglestaff, layup.
Just opportunistic there late in the shot clock were the Knights. Demus Folks with a good matchup off the bounce against Trace and Eaglestaff. They'll take that all day if you're UCF and Johnny Dawkins.
See what Folks did in the loss against Oklahoma State. Each team had a recent disappointing setback.
Yeah.
Exploring that end line more. Who's been a hot hand of late. Picks up the pound, 7 to shoot. Jenkins off the jab step for 3. No.
Against the Knights, you really want to get that thing going downhill. No problem with the threes, but you want to make sure you get drive and kick triples because those opportunities will be there.
Old school reverse rattles away for Folks. Jenkins with the inside position. Stillwell bumps him. Eaglestaff gets end line, reverse!
See, that's what we're talking about, John. Attack early in transition before that UCF defense can get set, because you can get downhill and attack the basket, get where you want. You're going to get a kick ball here against West Virginia. But attacking the Knights off the bounce early in transition, it's a good thing for Ross Hodges' group. You see here, just attack Pacheco off the bounce. Michael Stillwell can't rotate over, neither can Chris Johnson. Opportunistic hoops for West Virginia early on the break and in secondary transition, gonna be so important tonight.
Somewhat surprising, UCF already has 10 points in the paint against one of the elite 2-point defenses in the country.
It really has been. Hasn't been much resistance so far on some of these drives, but you'd expect that to change. It's a staple of Ross Hodges' programs to make teams shoot tough twos, not easy twos.
Off the Kugel miss, Huff in the corner has a larger defender on him. Screens brings him briefly free, stepping into it. Floyd gives to Huff. Ball screen roll with it. Pacheco picked off on high. Another triple for Huff.
That's what he does. That is what Honor Huff does.
And we'll get a timeout here from West Virginia. Make that UCF with the TO. And that comes as a dead ball would mean immediate.
Well, big-time shooters make big-time plays and big-time games. Senior day for Arthur Huff. Showing up and showing out. Mountaineers on the run.
Now let's take a look at the Jeep AP Top 10, including a Houston Cougar squad that will be on CBS tomorrow. Can they take it all?
You know, they're one of the teams that can, right? You look at Duke, Arizona, Michigan, UConn, Florida, obviously the first tier, that top 5 are the favorites for the title. But the Houston Cougars, led by Kingston Flemings, the sensational freshman, Kelvin Sampson's group has a real chance to make another run to a Final Four. And maybe this year, if they get a little more luck on their side, maybe the ball bounces their way, maybe they hoist it at the end. Should be a fun march.
Andrew Catalan, Steve Lapis will have that call on the mothership of CBS. So it's normally slow starts for the Mountaineers. Dead last in the Big 12 in scoring 5 and 10 minutes in, but they've hit some threes and have a little bit of pace right now.
Exactly. I mean, you look at this West Virginia team as a whole over the course of this season. Their defense has been tremendous. Their defense has not let them down. It's been the offensive end where they've had too many 3 or 4 minute scoring droughts. They've had halves where they shot in the 30s from the field, right? 32%, 34%. Tonight they've come out to the tune of 58% shooting so far in this game. It's making all the difference. It's another turnover by the Knights.
Jenkins with the tip, brings it up the floor. West Virginia just lost to Kansas State. P.J. Haggerty was announced as out just hours before tip. A highly disappointing setback. Floyd on the bounce. Only one team in America plays with fewer possessions than West Virginia. Obi Oha duped himself. Nearly gives it away. Floyd wide open off the up fake. Cuts closer. Layup.
And right now, West Virginia just playing with more activity, more energy, and getting everything they want on the offensive end. You know, when broken plays start going your way, that is a sign that one team is playing harder than the other group, plain and simple.
The UCF normally good from deep, 0 for 2 so far. Ball locked up, stripped, whistle as they fight for the loose ball and kickball. Move the ball to West Virginia.
See right here, just that ball fake right there from Jasper Floyd and just no resistance at the rim for the Knights. You know, if you're UCF, this is a group that, you know, with John Bowl on the floor, they look to have a little bit more rim protection. Like, they're not a team that's great at defending against the two, but usually that's when he's off the floor. When he's in the game, they try to make things a little tougher on their opponents. Right now, West Virginia just getting whatever they want on the offensive end.
Mountaineers, after not showing the physicality that Ross Hodge wanted last time out, a 7-0 run. Jenkins looking to Huff. They've had a lot of touches early.
In this middle ball screen action, Ross Hodge on the offensive end, they're going to go to this all night long.
Huff for 3, an air ball, 5 to shoot. Little time. They reset the timer. Jenkins stride in. Off iron, Bowl just gets bigger. Hard screen near the middle of the floor, a blocking foul on Floyd as he got blown up on contact with Cougar.
Yeah, Riley Cougar is just running down the court here. Had a little contact with Jasper Floyd. You're going to see on the left side of the screen near half court. And I mean, you're going to get a foul against Jasper Floyd, but I tell you what, that could have gone either way. I've seen officials call that a charge as well. So a little chippiness early here in Morgantown.
You can hear and feel it. The students are right behind us, the Mountaineer Maniacs. And they have a little one sheet that makes them informed hecklers of specific players on the opponent.
Yeah, they sure do. And then the leader tonight was Riley Cougar. He was front line, front and center as the player to heckle tonight.
Fultz hits iron, and that's all. Over 3 minutes without a point for UCF.
And we talked about them getting those points in the paint. Right now, 0 for 2 from the three-point line. UCF, the second-best three-point shooting team in the Big 12. Ross Hodges' group doing a great job getting the Knights off the line.
West Virginia has hit 4 triples already, and they're working that timer, milking the clock. Jasper Floyd penetrating. Great look. Obi Oha able to finish.
Jasper Floyd just getting wherever he wants to on the floor right now, playing in the center of the hardwood. You get good opportunities when you keep the ball in the center of the floor. That's why West Virginia's having success right now.
Folks, isolated on Floyd, drags him into the paint, falling away. No. Bowl able to save it.
just suffocating defense right now from West Virginia. Closing down these driving lanes, making the gaps hard for Themis folks to operate.
Folks going front side short. He thought he got hit. Here comes Huff and swelling confidence for the Mountaineers.
And correct me if I'm wrong, John, but every time Honor Huff has the basketball, you just hold your breath. Just waiting for him to do something spectacular.
It's a 12-2 run, 9 unanswered in over 3.5 minutes. Eagle staff right of the lane, miss.
Some guys just have it, and Huff has it. You're gonna get a little Nerf ball onto the court there from the student section.
Jenkins and Brendan Lorian check back in for the
They struggle to score, but they are dynamic defensively, a staple of what Ross Hodges' teams did at North Texas as well.
I mean, that is one of the most significant discrepancies you're going to see in all of college basketball right there. I mean, a top 10 defense and then nearly a bottom 10 offense. You know, speaking to Ross Hodge earlier, he said, man, if I just had one more guard, you know, that could help Honor Huff consistently shoot the basketball from the outside, stretch the defenses, and be a little bit more of a dynamic playmaker. This is a West Virginia team that, in my opinion, would be sitting firmly in the NCAA tournament right now.
Rattles out for Kugel, out of bounds off the Knights, so they haven't scored in almost 5 minutes, and it feels like this is a window for West Virginia to balloon the lead.
No question. I mean, West Virginia too many times throughout this season has built deficits where they had to come roaring back. Well, today on Senior Day, tonight they need to really come out here and try to extend this lead to, 15-20, because you never know when you can send a knockout punch to a team. Sometimes it's the first 10 minutes, sometimes it's in the second half. This may be their window, as you mentioned.
Kick ball. In fact, West Virginia has 8 conference wins. They have trailed in the second half in 7 of those 8 games. 3 times they were down 10-plus points. Only BYU did they not trail in the second.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to their resiliency and toughness and the way they're able to perform once they go down. But trust me, if you're Ross Hodge, you don't always want to come back in all these games. Sometimes you want to take a lead. Sometimes you want to keep it tight. You don't want to fight back every single time.
Tough miss. Bowl rips it down. UCF needs points. Kugel on the trot. Surges down the lane. Up and in. And that snaps the scoreless stretch at over 5 minutes.
Nice attack and transition from Kugel right there. Leading scorer for the Knights, able to get all the way to the cup.
Jenkins and this deliberate offense.
They're going to take their time, okay? If you're looking for high-flying up and down basketball, that is not the West Virginia style. They're going to be bumper-to-bumper traffic, nice and slow.
Nice threaded bounce pass and one. What a dish by Jenkins. And Chance Moore able to finish. A chance at a 3-point play.
Getting 2 feet into the painted area, you get what you want on the offensive end. You see right here, just collapse that nice defense. Drop it off to Chance Moore for the easy lay. West Virginia up 12 at home.
Courtesy of Mountaineer RV.
24-12, West Virginia the lead. Long before the playoff, these athletes put in the miles, driven by the people who believed in them first. Geico presents a new docu-series, Miles That Matter, following players like AZ Bud, Trey McKinney, and Afisa Collier on their journey to the championship. Streaming March 16th on Paramount Plus. Well, UCF is about as hot cold as they come. At one point, they did not lose from November the 11th until January the 3rd. But since that long surge of 11 consecutive wins, we have seen staggered victories and setbacks.
Absolutely, and that's kind of who this nice group has been. The numbers don't lie. This is a group that has beat some of the best teams in the league. When you think about a Texas Tech, a Kansas, a BYU, but then they've also lost to some of the teams that are in the bottom half of the league, right? So, if you're Johnny Dawkins' group, consistency has been the #1 issue so far for them this season. You see all 12 points scored in the paint tonight. I'm not sure if you can read my handwriting over here, John, but the #1 key to West Virginia win was what? Defend the three-point line. Yeah. And that is exactly what West Virginia has done to start this game.
You want to see sloppiness, see my handwriting. That's why I type everything. And one free throw for Moore. Foul to Stillwell before the break. So that cops a 3-point play. Now UCF looking for rhythm offensively. It seems at times that there hasn't been a ton of movement beyond Fulks off the ball.
Well, and that's the key, right? If you're UCF, it's all about Fulks attacking downhill, whether it's closeouts, whether it's high ball screen actions. He is the creator. Without him attacking the paint consistently, you can really, really slow down this UCF offense. And West Virginia is one of the best defense in the Big 12 for a reason.
Kugel for three, got it. The first made triple for the Knights.
And for a guy who returned from injury in the Baylor game last Saturday, he has been great for the Knights since returning. And now you see a little 1-3-1 look from Johnny Dawkins, trying to show West Virginia something different.
Attacking on the inline Moore, kick to Floyd. Orient opposite into the corner, Moore wide open, got it. It's raining threes for the Mountaineers, their fifth made triple.
And that's a great job of not allowing that 1-3-1 zone to take them out of their offense. Get that ball to the middle, easy kick out threes against any zone and get it to the middle.
They make less than 8 a game, they got 5 tonight, great no look. Force extra pass out of bounds off Bowl.
And like you said, John, it's just not a lot of continuity from the Knights right now. This West Virginia team, one, they're communicating at a high level, and they're making sure they show 10 eyes to whoever has the basketball for UCF. What does 10 eyes mean? Got 5 guys locked in on the ball, making those driving lanes really, really difficult.
Already 3 giveaways for the Knights. Abandon the zone defense. Eagle staff briefly doubled. Lorien extra pass. Extra. 3-ball Moore, strong in the board to West Virginia and Lorien. How can that happen?
The triple would have been huge if Chance Moore makes that one. I mean, I think the roof would have come off this building here tonight.
Jasper Floyd, 8 to shoot. Moore gets another shot, slithers by Kugel, rejected hard by Bull. What a swat.
7'2" sophomore transfer can be such a force at the rim, not only blocking shots, but changing shots.
And a whistle and foul on that bump. And it looks like that'll be Floyd with his second.
What a play at the rim right here from John Bull. Just goes up, denies Chance Moore at the cup. You know, you can drive this UCF team, but it's got to be off a ball reversal. Same side drive, just too difficult.
So Floyd, the primary point man with West Virginia, has 2. What do you do? Does he sit? Who handles?
Well, you sit him down for sure, and not allow a guy like Honor Huff. I know he's more of a 2 guard, but at only 5'10", he can handle the rock in a situation like this for spot minutes, no problem.
Stillwell trying to rake through against Lorien. Muscles end line. Rejected. Puts it back up. Swatted again. Cambridge cleans it up and gets the bucket. 4 paint points.
Exactly. And you know, if you're West Virginia, honestly, you're okay with this, right? Going 2 for 2 with the Knights is not a bad thing because they are a group that want to make triples from the outside. It's really the key to the majority of their victories.
Huff feeds Thomas. He loads up, and DJ Thomas in and out.
Boy, it looked good out of the hands, though, didn't it?
The Knights up the floor. Kugel's had the ball in his hands a lot. Up top to Burks. Off the drive, Stillwell loads up and misses a clank. Lorien had inside spot. Eagle staff ball. Bad pass, telegraph to Kugel. Euro! Banker is in and out. Eagle staff, they get it across. Huff loves to take and make a lot of threes.
No question. I mean, right now, you know, with Jasper Floyd on the bench, Amir Jenkins, right? Honor Huff needs to remain aggressive, play the point guard like he is still at the 2 guard, which means looking for his own shot.
Moore coughs it up. Fulks no look. Burks behind the back, had it poked out of bounds. He had last touch. Make sure to tune into the 2026 Reese's College All-Star Game, April 3rd, live at 3:30 Eastern, right here on CBS Sports Network. Getting to that time of year, the madness will be here before we know it.
It's going to be awesome. It's just absolutely fantastic. I mean, I'm looking forward to this March Madness as much as any before. I mean, some of the interior players of leading some of these teams, right? I mean, you think of like an Adamar and Axel Lindenborg in Michigan, great backdoor cut from Jenkins. You got Krivas, Tobet Walker at Arizona. You got Cameron Boozer, the National Player of the Year at Duke. Seeing some of these big guys lead their teams this year. Florida's front court, I mean, it's just going to be a lot of fun.
5 to shoot. Jenkins begging for it. Tough shot. The twisting pull away for Trayson Eaglestaff.
And that's just what we call having a hot half. I mean, Tracy Eagles staff with the fadeaway mid-range.
Good up fake, and Burks rattles it in. Another triple for UCF. What's possible before the break? Decent amount of time.
No question. I think, if you're West Virginia, the biggest thing right now is don't allow UCF to find momentum behind the three-point line. Keep them cold from deep. And then secondly, take care of the basketball. You don't want to allow any easy runouts right here if you're West Virginia. You've had a great first half. You want to finish these last 3 minutes strong.
Moore smothered by Stillwell, giving up size, 6 to shoot. Window is closing, through a double, a foul. The sandwich with Stillwell. We'll get a timeout on the floor. The Mountaineer loving it, fire the rifle. It's senior day for everyone, 30 to 20. 30 to 19, we'll get to that just in a bit. A point is off the board for UCF. Coming up, AT&T at the half. We got the A-team. Kiana Martin, Roy Hibbert, Chris Walker, John Rothstein. They'll break down this action and get you caught up on all the play around college basketball. Head your way on AT&T at the half. So just about 30 seconds ago in game time, Jordan Burks was on the line. They went to the monitor while we were away. This was called a 3. It is now a 2.
Yeah, switch to a 2 here. This is where if you're Jordan Burks, you wish that size 14 was a size 12. It's a little too much toe.
Now, what brought about the timeout on the floor was a second foul on UCF's Jamichael Stillwell. So he now has 2. He is the leading rebounder for UCF, and we got 3:15 until the break.
Yeah.
It looks like he'll be sidelined. Devin Cambridge is out there. Chris Johnson as well.
Offensive rebounding opportunity if you are West Virginia with Jamichael Stillwell sideline. I would look to crash the O-boards.
West Virginia riding the wave of made threes. 5 of their 12 makes have come from deep. A little out of character.
Yeah. But out of character in a good way.
Yes.
I promise you that Ross Hodge is not complaining about them being a little out of character in this first half, knocking down these triples.
Well, Lorient was wide open on the cut. 3-ball for Huff, a little flat miss, and weak side a whistle. By the way, that's Clarence Armstrong. Our officials here tonight, Randy McCall, Jeff Anderson, and Clarence Armstrong. All 3 have worked the Final 4.
Yeah, but you said we had the A-team in our halftime show. We had an A-team group of officials on tap here tonight. Jeffrey Anderson, most notably a fan favorite for his high knees at every jump ball, every tip-off.
Foul to Lorient on that last possession. UCF looking for rhythm, trying to cut into this deficit. Johnson off the bounce, driving on Lorient, got closer and finishes.
It's a good job being patient, attacking strong with the basketball. Chris Johnson, more known for his three-point shooting, but can also put it on the deck and get to the cup.
It's now a lead that swelled to 13, is back to single digits at 9. And the Mountaineers continue to finish possessions. Jenkins against Folks. Kick ball, timer back to 20. What's their best action? What's their best offense?
When they have a ball screen in the center of the floor, that allows Amir Jenkins, it allows Jasper Floyd to play a little 1-2 game, a little 2-man game with their bigs, easy drop-offs, easy dump-offs, and then in late shot clock situations, it's just give the ball to Honor Huff and allow him to make a play. Because he's not only one of the best shot creators for West Virginia, he's one of the best shot creators and shot makers in this entire league.
3rd most three-point attempts in the country. Lorient given an angle, and defensive collapse late, but a foul.
It's a great little fake the reverse and keep right here by Brennan Lorient. You love to see it. Those opportunities are there for players. Sometimes you get caught up running the action like I'm supposed to hand the ball off here, so you go into a little bit of robot mode. Not right there from Brennan Lorient. Being a basketball player, just faking the handoff and getting downhill.
Little play action.
Yeah, you see what I mean? A little play action, get the defense to sag down. You go up over the top for the big play.
You were a football man and hoops in your high school days, right?
You know what? I know if any of the CBS brass is listening, I'm free from August to December, okay? All right, hoops don't really heat up till January, so if you need me for anything, I'm available. Give me a call.
Now, the bowl was his first. You had also shared that if you were to go back to playing days, if eligibility were there, you would be on the gridiron, not on the hardwood.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. If any eligibility comes about, because it seems like everybody's just getting more eligibility these days, you're going to see me out there, middle linebacker for one of these power forwards, you know. And I'll go to fourth of the price, all right? Just give me a quarter of what some of these guys are getting. I'll be right there.
Folks up top, Cambridge made sure he was behind the line, but the three is off under 2 minutes. First time in a bit, West Virginia pushing it some, but has felt even more deliberate of late.
Right, and you know, right now, you don't want to rush anything. You want to take this double-figure lead into halftime if you're the Mountaineers' big shot.
Thomas missed, Burks has it. Here's a window for the Knights. Chris Johnson.
UCF, as much as you've been outplayed here in this first half, you know, going into halftime down 6 or 7 here would just feel totally different for them.
Middle schoolers rejoice. Cambridge rejected by Obioha with 6 on the timer. Huff, transition, triple, miss. And the man who wears 7, Bold got it.
Every time Huff lets it go, I mean, you just feel like it's going to go in. I mean, he's just one of those guys, truly.
Pacheco ready to sub. Johnson, probing dribble, has it taken away by Jenkins. On the spin, they haven't hit a field goal in 3 minutes. In transition, Thomas off the drop step, Eagle staff loads. Off target. 3-second differential, you holding?
Yeah, if you're UCF right here, going into half, down single figures, just have some momentum for the second half. And if you're West Virginia right here, any early shot attempt, push, and see if you can sneak an easy one here before the half expires.
UCF, one of the better offenses in the country on the year, stymied by a strong West Virginia defense. Folks off the bounce and a foul with 5 on the timer.
Yeah, West Virginia with fouls to give us, not a horrible foul right there.
And a sub as Morris Ugasuk comes in for his first minutes, possibly to do the same, repeat that?
Yeah. I mean, you can really foul here 3 more times if you're West Virginia before UCF shoots free throws. Only 14 fouls here in this half. Pretty clean game.
Chance Moore subs in, but you got to be careful with the continuation rule today.
Absolutely. Now, you know, the UCF backcourt and the guards are going to be aware of that at this point. You want to foul before any player even begins to go into a shooting motion if you are West Virginia. So you get fouled out.
Johnson gets fouled by Moore with 5 seconds. That could be a costly foul because Moore is an impactful player.
No question. You don't want your key players fouling. Also, Chris Johnson on the drive right there. That was a risky time to commit the bump. You really want to foul out near half court before a player is going to even get into any sort of shooting motion. Once a guy starts driving to the cup, things start to get a little bit more risky.
Well, folks, fronted by the longer Moore, 5 seconds. Goes opposite. Kogel, deep 3! No, and right there to finish is Burns. They get the bucket before the break, and for whatever that value, it's single digits in halftime.
Exactly, and I'll tell you what, that feels all the different heading into the locker room now. If you UCF a single-figure game, as bad as you played, you feel like a couple possessions here, come out strong in the second half. You can make a run and get back in this.
West Virginia did not make a field goal for the last 4 minutes of the first half.
Yeah, I mean, as hot as they started off, really slowed down there. You're going to see right here, just active on the inside is Jordan Burks going around the smaller Honor Huff. Just a mismatch.
Pain points galore for the Knights. West Virginia doing it from deep. We have reached halftime. Kiana Martin and company in our New York studios will have it for AT&T at the half. The finale in the Big 12 for these teams. You're watching March to March, presented by Principal.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Geico. Tune in to Geico's new docuseries Miles That Matter, coming soon to Paramount Plus.
The shrine to the late, great Jerry West. The logo himself, his number retired. Born and raised in West Virginia, took them to the title game in 1959, a two-time All-American, most outstanding player in that Final Four. We welcome you back courtside alongside B.J. Taylor, our CBS Sports crew. I'm John Sadak. What did you see in this first half?
Well, first off, West Virginia did a great job of eliminating the UCF paint touches. All right, UCF is a team that scores up near 80 points per game in conference play, only 23 at the half. And then obviously the high shooting for the West Virginia Mountaineers really spurred their offense and allowed them to get things going. Let's see if they keep that going here in the second half.
And take a look at some of that shooting. 5 made threes for West Virginia, 1 for UCF.
No question. And coming into this one, John, if you had told me those stats in the pregame, I would have said it would have been the reverse. But the ball movement, the ability to get downhill and create opportunities for each other. 6 assists, only 4 turnovers for West Virginia in the first half. You see the three-point shooting discrepancy. If West Virginia limits UCF in this second half, they don't got to hold to only 1 3. But if UCF can't get around 7 or 8 made threes in this game, it's going to be really, really hard for them to find a way to pull the comeback in this one.
Looking at the Hampton by Hilton game summary, only those 3 total free throws so far. Google had the lone made 3 for UCF, but West Virginia did seem to sputter down the stretch, did not hit a field goal for the last 4 minutes.
Sure, and you know, for West Virginia, it's not about being an explosive offense. That's not their playing style. The number one thing they need to do is take care of the basketball, do not allow UCF to get easy run-out transition buckets, and then on the offensive end, continue to play in the middle of the floor, continue to attack these UCF guards off the bounce, get downhill into the painted area, drop off to guys like Lorian, drop off to guys like Obi Obaha. That's what they need here in the second half. But number one is taking care of the basketball.
UCF scores 83 a game, came to 23 in the first. Burks off the bounce. Brief window on high. Lob to his big and Bowl has it knocked free.
Between Trace and Eaglestaff at 6'6", and you got Hall and Obi Oha down there at 7 foot. They can do a really nice job in those ball screen actions because they're both long and lanky, can make those passes difficult.
Jasper Floyd and a whistle.
Yeah.
Now remember, he had 2 fouls just minutes into the game, and he picks up a 3rd in the infancy of the second.
See right here, just looking to roll to the basket off this little low Jasper Floyd ball screen. Didn't see a ton there, did you, John?
This goes on Obi Oha as his first. Pretty foul-free in the first, and we see 2 quick whistles in the early stage of the second.
That's what we were talking about. It says a pretty clean first half there. As you look right here, just this swing to the corner. Trace and Eaglestaff, a little blocking foul. You know, if UCF's going to look in this half to be more aggressive, attacking downhill, not just to score at the rim, but to try to collapse this West Virginia defense for triples. Too much on the perimeter right now for the Knights.
3-ball Burks out of the corner, a miss, long board to Floyd.
See, that's a perimeter-to-perimeter triple, right? You want downhill, you want paint touch, kick-out triples, whether it's a post feed or whether it's a drive. Those perimeter-to-perimeter triples are just playing passive on the outside.
And a whistle comes on the near sideline.
UCF foul called on number 4.
That's going to go on Jermichael Stillwell as his 3rd.
Team foul number 1.
Just working inside here. A little hooking of the arms right there from Jermichael Stillwell. Really undersized in that matchup as a guy like Obi Oha.
You're okay with leaving him in there?
I am. At this point, down 9. Gotta trust a veteran like him. Honor Huff. So good. I mean, the smallest player on the floor, but the most dangerous in so many games. So quick. See him right there, the activity.
And then Obi Oha gets hit. Stillwell was on the front side and Bowl behind. And so Bowl is going to be slapped with his second.
Number 7, John Bowl.
Honor Huff just so quick, so fast. Just the activity, right? You see the hands, see the quickness. Knocks the ball out Themis Folk's hands. Creates another possession for his team. We know he's a terrific shooter. We know he knocks down shots from the outside, but he also can affect the game in other ways.
Catch, shoot, and a miss off the heel. He had 21, 18 in the second half of the comeback the first time these teams met. Kugel, elbow J, a miss. Stillwell forward, and he gets fouled. And the whistles have picked up significantly.
Michael Stillwell, a guy that's up over 2 boards per game on the offensive end, 2 boards per game, just really can wiggle and navigate his way in there to create extra opportunities. And you see him at the free throw line right there. You know, when you talk with the UCF staff, it's a guy that's been battling through injuries really the majority of 2026, but most recently in February, battling through that ankle injury, wearing that brace on the right foot. Really just been toughing it out for UCF, giving it all he's got. You know, she's somebody that's often labeled as, after Demas Fulks, he is the second most important player to this UCF group.
Their leading rebounder, he only has 2 points so far tonight, averages a dozen a game. He had become a much better free throw shooter, 56% last year, 74 this year. He's already missed the front end, does hit the second. That's the lone free throw make so far for UCF. And then again, there's a bit of an odd energy at stretches in this game.
And if you're West Virginia, I think you're okay with that, right? Again, with their style of play, it's unique. Eagle staff fires up the triple. Again, a couple of these West Virginia triples, if they can go, it just feels like it's going to change this whole game because they're going to be stout defensively.
Kugel wide open. Banker! His second made through.
3-point basket by Kugel.
Just like that, it's down to 7.
Banks open after 5 in Morgantown.
Even on a Friday. The only game of the Big 12 tonight, hot potato giveaway, and then UCF does the same right after they grab the ball.
And those are crushers, you know. Coaches hate those careless turnovers. But just a drive and kick right here from Demas Fulks. Again, he's going to collapse the entire defense. And then sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. If you're Riley Kugel, guarantee he wasn't calling glass on that one.
And West Virginia knows if it wins, it gets a bye in the Big 12 tournament. Would be the 7 or the 8 seed. If it loses, it'll have to play Tuesday first round. Florida on the drive. They're trying to avoid that 9-10 seed and having to play Tuesday in Kansas City.
There's no question. You want to get a bye if you're West Virginia, obviously heading into the Big 12 tournament before you run into the likes of a Houston, Arizona in that next matchup. We have an and 1 here. Demas Fulks floats. And you see as Fulks right here just navigates his way through the lane. Wiggles and Waggles going to get that little foul right there on Jasper Floyd on the right arm. Demas Fulks snakes that bad boy back around, and Floyd just catches him on the right arm.
And that is Floyd's 3rd. He immediately gets summoned to the bench. Amir Jenkins comes in. Remember, Floyd had foul issue. He had 2 at about the 6-minute mark in the first. So Fulks converts the and 1. It's down to a 6-point lead.
You've seen already here in the second half, Fulks has been a little bit more aggressive and determined to get into that blue paint of West Virginia and trade action.
Up. Able to get it to Eaglestaff. 9 to shoot. Has the size advantage up. Fulks floats it up and in. He was an elite scorer at his prior stop at North Dakota.
Yeah, I mean, the ability to use his size right there at 6'6" to go up over the smaller Fulks. I like the patience he showed in the isolation. And as we mentioned, you see Fulks starting to be a little bit more aggressive here in this second half, working his way into the lane.
Pirouette into Jenkins, his second.
See, I mean, it just doesn't matter whether he's being defended by Floyd, whether he's being defended by Amir Jenkins. The other players in the first half, the guys that were not on ball with Demas Fulks, they did a great job of closing those gaps in those driving lanes, making it less likely for him to want to attack. They need to get back to the discipline of closing down some of those gaps, John.
Subs for both teams. DJ Thomas, the freshman, is back in for West Virginia. Obioha out. Kugel gets a blow. Chris Johnson is in. And Pacheco subs in. So UCF putting in 2 shooters as Stillwell gets a breather. 27 seconds until a dead ball means immediate.
And there's sneaky ways to get a guy a rest.
So Fulks converts on the back end. They're just chipping away a bit. UCF has led for less than 30 seconds. They led at 6-5 in the game's early stage. They have not known an advantage since.
You know, interestingly enough, that's kind of how the game went just the other way for West Virginia when they were at Addition Financial down in Orlando. They were the one trailing. Let's see if we have a similar scenario here where it's UCF pulling the comeback.
Jenkins falls down, lost his footing, quick low, great up fake, slide closer, Thomas, kick corner, 3-ball and air ball for Jenkins. We also saw Obioha went down the tunnel. He is just now coming back to the bench. Off the up fake, rejection by Eaglestaff, and then a foul, a silly foul. He already defended him, BJ.
He did, he already locked him up. But you know, you're fighting, you're battling, going back and forth, you're doing all you can. We got a battle here in the last regular season game for both these groups in the Big 12.
We'll step aside. We're seeing the intensity peak. The finishes at the rim, March to March. This is how the Big 12 men's tournament would look based on the current standings. We know the Wildcats are the one they've clinched the Big 12 regular season title. We also know some history will be had. It's begun on the women's side of the bracket with the use of the ASB glass floor. This is really cool. The whole floor can change to almost anything you want with a single touch of a tablet.
It's awesome. I mean, it's fantastic to get all the schools represented, obviously, at the tournament. Put their logos on the floor. You put their home court out there. It's awesome.
Now, West Virginia probably needs to more than make noise. Perhaps do they need to win the Big 12 tournament? What do they have to do to get back to the big dance?
Yeah, they would pretty much have to win the Big 12 tournament. You looked at their road right there. They'd have to go through a Cincinnati. They were on the side with Arizona. You know, maybe a win over Arizona in the semifinal after knocking off a team like Cincinnati who's trying to fight their way up into a first 4 out or something like that. But most likely for Ross Hodges this season, it would take a Big 12 championship to get into the big dance.
It's been over 20 years since they last missed 3 in a row. Foul to Huff his first. Fouls are piling up some of the Mountaineers. You know, when we asked Ross Hodge, what's the weight feel like trying to make the big dance? He quickly pointed out there are no pro sports teams here.
Yeah.
This game, this building, this program, this is a large portion of the lives of most West Virginians. This is sports.
No question. I mean, this is who they wake up day in and day out, you know. They live and die by how the Mountaineers are doing, right? You know, they say you mentioned earlier, you know, also there's a small pocket of Marshall fans, you know, that love the Thundering Herd, but West Virginia, this is the state program.
Off top of the key 3. Felt like the Mountaineers needed a bucket like that.
Well, I mean, that's the guy to go to, right? You're going to get the ball to a guy like Honor Huff, allow him to make a play, make a shot.
Johnson able to hang but not hit. Batted to Burks. Pacheco shape it up. All he does is pop threes lurking in that right corner. Folks in on Eaglestaff. Burks, 9 to shoot. Driving on Lorient, slams on the brakes and puts it home.
It's a nice attack right there for Burks, driving the closeout. It's showing nice little patience with that ball fake at the rim, just letting the defender fly by for the easy 2.
Rebounding now 25-19 in favor of UCF. Thomas screen for Huff. Over top, they fight knowing the shooting promise of Huff. And a foul. That'll be Chris Johnson with his first. And we're going to get to bonus in a heartbeat.
Contrary to our first half, where we hardly saw any fouls, we've already seen a combined 10 fouls here in the second half. But you can see the bounce and the pop and the step of Honor Huff here in the second half. He is just getting where he wants to on the floor.
And we saw a total of 3 free throw attempts, all by West Virginia in the entire first half.
You know, they're putting Jordan Burks on him right at 6'9", trying to provide a little length to him, but his quickness is the trouble.
Lorient trying to muscle with that left shoulder. Pound with the right hand, able to spin and miss, and it's ripped down well by Pacheco.
Yeah, that's one that Lorient's going to want back. You know, with John Bowl on the bench, no real shot blocker on the court for UCF. Get what you want in the 2-point land.
Folks puts it in. You can feel him starting to try to grab this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so good, too, John, at navigating that ball screen. He traps his defender hostage, puts him in that hostage position, never lets him get back in front. And he's just going to be aggressive here in these final 13 minutes, trying to make a play every time down the floor for UCF.
Wide open up top, off rim, one-handed by Burks. Bold at the table to sub. Here comes Fultz, who's feeling it. Driving on Moore, kick to Burks, off the up fake. Slithers closer, hang and bank, a miss.
And see, that is a great job of running Jordan Burks off the line.
Behind the back, Jenkins! And he's hit. That looked pretty.
Sweet. That was nice. That was real nice. Behind the back and having that ball on a string, just whoop, whoop. In and out of it. Didn't break stride either. Man, but a heck of a play if he didn't get to the foul line and just able to finish the lay. But Amir Jenkins, the freshman guard from Worcester, Massachusetts, showing a little razzle-dazzle.
Top 100 recruit according to multiple scouting services. Fouled a Kugel. Free throw rattles loose. Yeah, that's a weakness for West Virginia. They're the worst scoring team in the Big 12. They're also dead last in three-point and free throw shooting.
Yeah, and for a group like this, where points are hard to come by, the free throw line can be all the difference. They've had so many games that have come down to one possessions or two possessions, a shot or two here or there. And then you go to the stat line at the end of the game and you're like, we shot 54% from the free throw line. If we just made 75%, we could have won, For Ross Hodges and his team has been so many times this season.
Now they are now 1-3 in two possession games. That includes the 2-point loss to a shorthanded Kansas State team last time out.
No question. I mean, without P.J. Haggerty, that's obviously a game they wanted to win. Coming off a win over a ranked BYU team.
Fultz to Stillwell, good up fake, drop step, loses handle, whistle, out of bounds. West Virginia briefly huddles.
Just every possession down the court is just a heavyweight battle. I mean, nothing easy in the painted area against West Virginia. I mean, Ross Hodge coming in one season, being able to implement the defensive principles, the scheme, the strategy of the way that he was able to have success defensively at North Texas, in less than a year has been exceptional.
Offensive foul, and that is a fourth on Stillwell. He's got to sit, right?
Got to sit now. And that's where a veteran like him with those 3 fouls, you got to be aggressive, but you got to be smart as well, right? See, with 3 fouls right here, this is one. Right now, you got to stop. Cut on the brakes and understand you can't put yourself in that position, but terrific defensive play right there from Brennan Lorian, clapping the hands, and he knows. Not only did he pick up the charge, but he knows sending Stillwell to the bench.
Lorian, former sixth-man star, had never started before this year. Almost daring Jenkins to shoot.
Yeah, got a mismatch inside. Obioha being defended by the smaller Cambridge to go to it.
Lorian, lob, Obioha, you called it, partner, in and out. He blew the buddy.
Yeah, $100 position, 10-cent finish, but it's all right. If the UCF's going to switch these sort of actions, they're going to have mismatches. Just got to see them.
Folks, tough shot.
That's really darn good right there.
It's down to 4. Championed by Fultz. Pin it and count it. 2 points.
Basket is good.
It's a good opportunistic push by West Virginia. Caught UCF sleeping there. Some transition. See, everybody thinks you can only run on misses. You can also run on makes. It's a great job right here of beating that UCF defense down the floor. You're going to see that ball definitely touches glass before it's swatted by Cambridge. We got a free throw coming.
And another huge foul. That's now 3 on Bowles. So Halsaway is back in. It was hardly played until pressed into action more recently.
And this is where the absence of Jeremy Fumena, a guy who had played significant backup minutes for UCF in the non-conference and even early in-conference play, the 6'11" redshirt junior, Mississippi State transfer, not having him has thrust a guy like Halsaway into the reserve position.
Elijah Halsaway is wearing 9. He's the big off the far side of the lane. Originally arrived as a walk-on. And there's the foul concern. Stillwell leading the way with 4. We still have 12 to go in the second. Folks, saw a seam that closes quickly. Trying to reset. Oh, creative artistry. He is willing baskets.
Will, toughness, a determination to make a play at the cup. Demus Fulks doing all he can to bring the Knights back.
The lead was 13 for West Virginia. Whittled to full. Huff hit on the act of a three by Burks. The fouls are picking up on the Knights. 3 shots coming for the Mountaineers.
UCF foul call to number 99.
Demus Fulks getting it done. The man known for distributing is straight scoring. He is creating points, drawing UCF closer. March to March. Present. Tomorrow, starting at 8 Eastern on CBS Sports Network, is the Summit League semi-finals. We know the 1 and the 2 are in. 5 Omaha has joined one of the semis. We'll find out still to come. North Dakota and Denver. Who else will have a chance to dance out of the Summit? Tickets getting punched on the CBS family of networks. It's just about here, the return to the madness. The last time UCF was in the big dance was 2019, and BJ Taylor, you were on that squad that also got the first ever NCAA tournament win in program history. And one of your teammates, one of your better bigs, Colin Smith, is oddly enough now a GA in West Virginia.
No question, Colin Smith, a player who played an integral role as a sophomore on our team that season. Phenomenal player, started nearly every game for us that season. A 6'11" forward, 21.7 rebounds in front of College game day over the Houston Cougars. Essentially the MVP of a game that stamped our team's ticket to the big dance. Colin Smith, the big fella, now a terrific member of the West Virginia coaching staff.
3 free throws to come for Huff, and of course, as you guys were reminiscing before the shoot-around today, you know, you're connecting with one another, talking about your personal lives, and inevitably, the Duke game comes up.
No question. I mean, obviously, pick up the first tournament win in program history over VCU, and then you play that memorable game against the Duke Blue Devils that was, as I described, a great 39 minutes of college basketball. Just a tremendous 39 minutes of college hoops. One of the best March Madness games you'll see for the first 39 minutes.
Yeah, you're big in Taco Fall, one of the great shot blockers ever, Zion Williamson.
No question, Zion Williamson, incredible.
You shared something today that Colin chuckled about immediately as you brought it up, that it was a reversal of the video when it came to Zion Williamson from Johnny Dawkins.
Yeah, so for most scouting reports, you see the highlights. That's a terrific attack right there from Devin Cambridge getting to the free throw line. You know, most teams show highlights of the opposing players, right? You're going to see their best moments, their best clips to get a respect for who they are. Just a nice attack downhill into the body of Obioha by Cambridge. Tremendous athlete. But for Zion Williamson, we saw nothing but lowlights. See Zion Williamson jogging back on defense, missing dunks, trying to bring him back to real life. And then the second play of the game, you know, Coach K, Mike Krzyzewski, draws up this backdoor lob for Zion Williamson. I tell you, when this guy's head was nearly above the rim, and it was like thunder in the building, just boom! When he slammed it, it was like, okay, well, the low lights are out the window. He's the real deal. This guy's got a future.
Valdi Obioha, his second in and out for Cambridge. Some points left at the line for UCF. Here come the Mountaineers.
And again, you got to pay attention to the free throws in a game like this, as now UCF switches to this 2-3 zone look. Once again, trying to show West Virginia something different. The key, get the ball to the middle of the floor. Creates all the action.
Jenkins, 8 to shoot. Show and shake, Jenkins. Up fake, 3 seconds. Huff, quick trigger, got it! Oh, a lightning quick release, and he drills it! It seems like each time West Virginia has needed a breathing room bucket, Honor Huff has been up to it.
He's just so much fun to watch play, man. Big
what a rejection by Moore.
No more, says Chance Moore. Not around the rim, and then Honor Huff just moving without the basketball. See, this is Steph Curry, like, move without the ball, find the open space, knocks down a 27-footer, no problem. For the best shooter on the West Virginia Mountaineers. When you're feeling good on the offensive end, now you're feeling good on the defensive end. No more from Chance Moore. Again, West Virginia making that push at some point. You know, if you're Ross Hodges' group, you really just want to send that Mike Tyson uppercut to the body, knockout punch. They've been allowing UCF to hang around in this one. Had opportunities to put them away. Let's see. in these final 10 minutes if they can do it.
The difference is Iron Mike would have done that in the first possession of the game.
Yeah, those Mike fights were 48 seconds. They had an NBA shot clock up there, over-under.
Huff already has 17 to lead the game. Johnson gives him some ground. Moore out of the corner. Hangs and hits and one. Oh, what a take by Chance Moore.
Well, it's senior night. Jasper Floyd's done his thing. Honor Huff has been Honor Huff, and now Chance Moore is getting in on the action for the Mountaineers. Look at him just playing through the contact. We said without John Bowl in the game, limited shot and rim protection for the Knights. Chance Moore taking advantage at the rim.
And as soon as you say that, Bowl goes to the table. Foul to Holsaway was his first, and it looks like Bowl with 3 fouls will come back in for Holsaway.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, Jamichael Stillwell's next, right? I mean, he has the 4 fouls, but if this lead now extends to double figures for West Virginia, you have to imagine right now Johnny Dawkins is contemplating when does he put his starting 4, his starting power forward back into this game.
Attack on free throw. A little bit of soft show pressure in the backcourt. Can UCF respond? Bowl screen. Johnson has been quiet from deep.
No famous folks in the game right now, so Chris Johnson manning the backup point guard duties.
Kugel on high. Got it! Snaps a mini 6-0 surge.
Nice ball movement right there, John allowing Riley Kugel to rotate up to the top of the key. West Virginia, in a game like this where you have that kind of lead, no threes. If UCF wants to drive that thing downhill and get 2s, you're actually okay with it, but you don't want to allow 3s to get them back in this ballgame.
Oh, heat check. Huff! He's fouled again! The second time he's been hacked in the act of a 3. He'll go back to the line to shoot 3 once more.
Interestingly enough, you're going to see right here, nice ball fake, but Randy McCall is right behind this play. He doesn't blow it. It's actually Jeffrey Anderson, the official, on the far side official. He's the one that blows this whistle, but as you see, Riley Kugel runs right through that right leg of Honor Huff. And even though it wasn't called by Randy McCall, it's a good pickup right there from Jeffrey Anderson.
Who is now speaking to Kugel after he picked up his second. And Huff, not only a very good volume three-point shooter, an excellent free throw shooter. 85%, just outside of the top 5 in a loaded and large Big 12.
No question. I mean, if you're West Virginia, whenever there's a technical foul or anything like that, the other 4 players on the court just start heading to half court. They know who's going to the free throw line to shoot the text.
Well, subs for both teams. It includes the return of Pacheco. For UCF, normally the outside shot is a giant part of their formula. They have only 2 made 3s tonight. Is Johnny Dawkins trying to create some outside looks?
Well, we saw Riley Kugel get one here in the top of the key most recently, and that just kind of came organically. I think if you're UCF, number 1, West Virginia does a great job of taking the 3 away, but getting downhill, playing on 2 feet, and finding some of those triples for Kugel, for Burks, for Chris Johnson is what they're going to need here down the stretch.
Huff now with 20 to lead the game. Twisting ball away, Johnson, miss. And Huff just with a little bit of bounce in his step. He's feeling so good right now on the cut. Chance Moore has been his Batman. Hesitant 3 is a bang! Brandon Lorian had been in a run. He had missed 16 of his last 19 from 3, and he drills it. Timeout, UCF! Work brought to you by Principal.
It has been the Honorable Honor Huff show all second half. One of the best shooters in the Big 12 showing exactly why. Honorable Honor Huff having himself a sensational senior day. Senior night.
He's got 20 points. He now needs only 2 threes to give him 400 on his career.
Yeah.
The Mountaineers trying to close the year at 500 in conference play. The UCF entered a game above. By the way, one of the big nuggets. No Big 12 team has ever missed the NCAA tournament after going above 500 in conference play since 2009. Kansas State that year went 22-12, went 9-7 in the conference, had to settle for the NIT.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, that's the Big 12 for you, right? Finish above 500, give yourself a great chance to be dancing in March.
And there is Stillwell back into the game. You called for it, partner. You like it?
Yeah, you got to go with it. I mean, 15-point game, can't hold him out too much longer as a sharpshooter for UCF, a little long.
And Pacheco missed, but the foul weak side as Floyd battled underneath with Stillwell. So it's bonus for both teams. We're, in fact, going to be looking at double bonus rest of the way. But Stillwell here at the stripe.
But this is why you go back to him, right? As soon as he checks back in, creates an offensive rebound foul. Going to get a one-on-one at the line. You know, you got to think UCF at this point in the game is going to have to start employing some full court pressure and look to turn over West Virginia.
The last of the one-on-ones in the game. And he hits the first. So Floyd subbed out. After picking up his fourth foul, how long does Jasper Floyd sit with this large lead for West Virginia?
I mean, West Virginia right now, you're in a pretty good spot. Again, like we said at halftime, just make sure you take care of the basketball. Only 6 turnovers in this game for West Virginia. UCF with a resounding 0 fast break points. It's going to be even more imperative here down the stretch. Don't allow UCF to get out and run if you're West Virginia.
Are they milking clock most?
Oh, no question. But part of it, this is how they play, but also this is definitely a time to be patient.
Moore with Jenkins shaping up. The long 2 is a miss.
But you know, you use 29 seconds of shot clock right there.
Pacheco miss. Kugel wills the ball and a foul as he gets bumped by Jenkins. Now remember, when these teams met on Valentine's Day,
yes, indeed,
it was a 14-point lead for host UCF.
Yep.
It was around this point, it was about 10 minutes to go second half, and West Virginia roared back to win it. The lead was at 15 for West Virginia, right around that same junction point here tonight.
Exactly, and that's when the Honorable Honor Huff really started to heat up, really started to percolate to the tune of 16 second half points down at Addition Financial in Orlando. Now, UCF has not been able to get much going offensively. But let's see if guys like Kugel and Burks can start to heat up from deep. Even a Pacheco.
Kugel converts on the first. Eagles stab back in. By the way, percolate. I'm loving it.
Yeah, you like
watching the Knicks. I love Walt Clyde Frazier. As soon as I hear that, I think of him in the jacket.
No question. You do every time. You think of the wardrobe. You think of the custom suits. As he likes to describe him, the most fashionable man in basketball.
That's right. A lot of points left at the line here for UCF, 7 of 13.
Yeah, and that's unlike them. I mean, this is a UCF group that the majority of their significant minute players shoot up over 70% from the free throw line. So an uncharacteristically bad day for them from the line.
A 3 is off. Tap to Lorient, they maintain. Huff wanted to shoot
you could tell, you could see it. Look in his eyes. He wanted to fire that bad boy up. I don't blame him.
That clock tick a little bit more.
That's smart basketball, though.
Huff down the grade of the lane. Obioha finishes with 2 on the timer. And we'll get a timeout from West Virginia.
Timeout, called by the Mountaineers.
Surprising to see them call timeout.
I'm always surprised when that happens, but Ross Hodge might know better than I do.
They're going to talk it over. Large lead here on Senior Day. A large man able to convert.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Hampton by Hilton and by Werner, the official ladder of NCAA March Madness. Every step matters.
What do you want that guy to voice over something in your life? CBS Sports Network's coverage of college hoops continues next. Mountain West Mayhem. UNLV squares off with San Diego State. Regular season finale Neither team has yet locked in a seed for the Mountain West tournament. And in recent time, the Mountain West has sent multiple teams dancing. But our projections from CBS Sports Bracketology right now say only Utah State. What say you?
As of now, it's only looking like Utah State, but you got to understand that both New Mexico and San Diego State have a real chance to win the Mountain West tournament, all right? I mean, San Diego State has been the best defense in that league all season long. Brian Dutcher's groups are always strong on that end. Even with their most recent drop to Boise State, I expect them to get things back on track tonight. Reese Dixon Waters, their leading scorer, will be playing in his final home game as an Aztec. I expect him to play well and build some momentum. Before, there was you at the Mountain West Conference Tournament.
I'll be there for a couple of quarters. John Rothstein's with all of us always. I love the tweet here in the stands. Tougher than a weekend at your mother-in-law's printing T-shirts.
So good.
Folks to Burks. He was clapping for the ball, and he misses it. And at some point, UCF has to start hitting threes.
They do, and if they want to obviously get back into this game, that's the only real route for them at this point. This is not a team that dominates the two-point area. They are a three-point shooting team when they are at their best.
Jenkins.
West Virginia's been so good defending that three-point line today.
Lorian. Oh, great pass, Obioha. Trying to fight through and a foul. And you can just hear the ticking of the clock. It's music to West Virginia. It is eerie to UCF.
No question. I mean, it's a really nice pass from Lorian, dropping this thing off to Harlan Obioha. I mean, you look at this guy at the free throw line, just an absolute mountain of a man. You see what I did there? Mountaineers, mountain of a man.
And that one rolls away. Yeah, it's a big dude.
He is. 7 foot, gotta be all at 260, 270, and it's pretty leaned out. You know, I mean, has not been a great scorer for them, but talk about not getting pushed around in the paint. It's not gonna happen to Big Harlan.
He misses a couple at the line. No field goal makes for the Knights in 3.5 minutes. Stillwell trying to change that. Flat miss. Here comes West Virginia.
See the desperation starting to set in a little bit, right, John? Some of these threes are coming a little bit earlier in the shot clock. Only 38% from the field and 25% from the three-point line today for the Knights. Ross Hodges' group with another sensational defensive performance tonight.
Chance Moore, good wraparound. Jenkins shaping up opposite wing. Moore out of the corner for three. Over the backboard and out of bounds. But the breathing room is so significant. The margin on the board ties as the biggest difference of the game. Oh, right over the top, and Burke shield and sink. Oh, Ross Hodges not happy.
He's irate, absolutely. I mean, I'm not sure what was going on right there. West Virginia, a little lackadaisical getting back in transition, but Themis Phillips gets his head up, able to find Burks in the lane.
Trying to trap, but passing out of it. Off a deep three. Off the heel.
And that's okay. You know, you don't want to go into complete stall mode. It's a good triple for a guy like Honor Huffman. If you UCF, you got to attack early now and look to get something. There you go.
Folks does just that, gets the layup. He's got 14 to co-lead his team with Cougar. Chance Moore able to bring it up somewhat deliberately. Bumped by Pacheco. They just spread the floor.
Yeah, they're going to take their time, right? UCF's going to look to trap at different places and different parts of the court. Look to attack under 10 if you're West Virginia. It's a good matchup right here for Lorian.
Lorian.
Pass.
Great pass to Moore. Up and in.
See, great matchups don't always lead to scores for yourself. Sometimes you draw so much attention, you find your teammate for the easy bucket right there with the cutting Chance Moore.
Burks was asking for it. Burks underneath. Finds a cutting Kugel. Foul. He's slow to get up.
See, Brendan Lorian just has a really nice matchup here as he backs down Riley Kugel, draws over Jermichael Stillwell, that loses traction of his man, Chance Moore with a nice little slice cut for the easy finish. And then this is one that Riley Kugel's gonna wish he could get an and one on. Obviously that contact to the back of the head. He definitely wishes he could have finished that leg. Slow to get up.
athletic trainer came out. Kugel now to his feet. He dropped a career-high 26 Saturday against Baylor. That was another one of these surprising setbacks for UCF.
Yeah.
Staring at a third straight loss.
Correct. I mean, and that was coming off a BYU game in which they just absolutely took control of the BYU Cougars.
And I think there's an ask from the UCF bench to try to intensify contact here. And Johnny Dawkins is getting a little more intense in his request as he chats with lead referee Randy McCall. Jeff Anderson came over along with Clarence Armstrong as well.
Yeah, so there's a forearm in the back from Chance Moore right here. You see that right forearm goes in the back. Up top, I don't know if he really gets the head of Riley Kugel. That push in the back was more so the contact that led to the hard fall.
It looks like Chris Johnson's going to sub in for UCF. By the way, on that last UCF bucket, Themis Folks got his 4th dime of the game, so he has tied his career high in a season at 205. So something that's happened a few times this year, the circumstances with the athletic trainer coming out, that means the opposing coach, so West Virginia's Ross Hodge is able to choose of the 4 on the floor who will shoot the free throws. And he has chosen Jamichael Stillwell, 74% on the year, has had a miss tonight, and he converts.
Not any real great options for UCF percentage-wise. At 74%, Jamichael Stillwell is the lowest percentage free throw shooter on the floor. Where do you get that, though? Very rare that you get one of those circumstances where the opposing coach gets to choose the free throw shooter.
And it's only if the athletic trainer comes out
Correct.
to tend to that player who's down. Stillwell hits the second, under 5 minutes. Bigger leads have been lost.
No question.
How does West Virginia try to put this one away? Losses in 4 of 5 entering this game, trying to close the year with 15 home wins.
You want to attack with about 10 on the clock if you're West Virginia, unless something just great comes available. Got a 2-on-1, got to go.
Lorient playing catch. Huff thought about the deep 3. Let's more time tick. Double comes. Huff circles around, hoists a 3, miss. One and done, Johnson board, but a lot of time work.
Yeah, he should have went back to the middle. Had one of his front court players on the flash. Got to allow him to make a play in that situation.
Folks, the probing dribble. Kick to Johnson. UCF doesn't have time. Needs to get good looks quickly. Johnson puts it up and a miss. And it's Stillwell fighting for the loose ball. A foul. That'll be his 5th, and he is fouled out. We'll step aside. One of UCF's best is done for the day. 4 to go. West Virginia by 11. Every Step Matters brought to you by Werner Ladder, Shot Swatting Mountaineers.
No question. I mean, the defense all night long for West Virginia has been their calling card all season, but tonight it's been absolutely tremendous. The way they have protected the rim to the tune of 5 blocks here tonight, whether it's Chance Moore rotating over, whether it's the 7-footer, or Harlan Obioha, the Mountaineer mountain of a man manning the paint. This West Virginia defense has absolutely stifled UCF. 38% shooting, only 23% from the three-point line for a group who has been one of the best from deep in Big 12 play all season long.
The Knights average almost 83 points a game, but West Virginia has tamed them to 52, 4 to go in regulation, and a 5th foul on Jamichael Stillwell as we went away to break. He is no longer an option for the Knights.
And that makes things that much tougher for this group, right, John? We talked about, well, what time do you bring them back? Really, you had to bring them back a little earlier than you would like out of necessity due to this deficit. Now it's going to be incumbent on the UCF guards to give one last push. 11-point game. The way they can shoot the 3-ball, though, anything is possible. This is a group that can get hot from deep really quick.
West Virginia trying to make it 11 wins in the last 13 senior days. That includes the last time these teams met here in Morgantown. It was also a senior day affair last year. The Mountaineers looking forward to that Big 12 tournament. There's greater comfort for Johnny Dawkins and company thinking about the NCAAB NCAA tournament, but West Virginia probably needs to make a big run in Kansas City. They are the 7 seed if they win and Cincinnati loses at TCU. Lorient converts a 74% free throw shooter. The defense just dynamite for this West Virginia team.
Yeah, and you look at those groups they're listed with. Houston, been one of the best defense in college basketball since Kelvin Sampson arrived, and then Duke as well this season under John Shire has been arguably the best defense in the country when you look at advanced metrics. So to be listed on that upper echelon is absolutely spectacular.
Folks pops the 3, miss. I mean, with this kind of a deficit and how thin they are, at what point do you start fouling?
Yeah, it's a real consideration, right? But I mean, down 13, you really still just have to play these possessions out, look to force a turn, and go the other way and actually knock down the triple, but they just haven't been able to do that tonight.
Huff tried to shape up, lob to Floyd, 7 to shoot. Calmness from the guard. Floyd, 4 to shoot. Lorient, reverse! Burke's other end, end-line drive, in and out, follows short. Trying to go up again, and one!
Basket by Burks.
Just using shot clock, using time, being patient as possible. Really nice drive from Jasper Floyd. Little spin, drop off to Brennan Lorient. Going senior to senior. And then does UCF have one last push? Jordan Burks giving it all he got. And one, a chance to make this deficit, get it back to 12. The time's running out on the Knights.
Foul to Thomas, his first, so Burks at the line. 79% shooter. Had a career-high 8 free throw makes in Tuesday's game against Oklahoma State. And he misses the and one, Thomas the 4th.
And John, you got to give a lot of credit to these seniors, though, right? Senior night is a game that you'll never forget as a player. Even if you've been at the school for one season, I mean, these guys, Honor Huff, Jasper Floyd, Brennan Lorient, Chance Moore, right? Harlan Obioha, their last game here at Hope Coliseum. You get another foul called up top against Carmelo Pacheco. You always want to win your senior night game. It's just something you have pride in as a player. So still 2 minutes and 51 seconds left in this ball game, but that senior group looks like they be getting a win in their final game here in Morgantown.
Huff to the line, it's bonus, double bonus. Huff already's got 20 to lead the game, including 6 for 6, make it 7 for 7 at the stripe tonight. And West Virginia does have its own series of strong wins. Took down Kansas, took down BYU, won at Cincinnati, at UCF, trying to make it a sweep, and at Arizona State.
No question. I mean, and this is a group, heading into Kansas City after a win like tonight, they should be playing with a lot of confidence, especially if their defense can perform the way it did. It's been sensational and absolutely suffocating this entire game.
And PJ, we're just getting to a point where the map looks heavily Mountaineer. Taken away by Kugel. Dunks it home.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, at some point you start doing, it doesn't take a long division or a mathematician to start to figure out, 13 with 2 minutes to go. Things are getting a little crunchy. Good pass.
Lorient, two-handed flush response by DJ Thomas. The body language from Ross Hodge, I think he wanted them to work more clock, but it felt like West Virginia really wanted that slam dunk response.
You got to take that one.
Pretty creative finish by Chris Parker.
Timeout. All by the Knights.
So we'll get a timeout here by UCF. We'll take one as well. We'll be back in 30, 71-58, West Virginia. UCF just called its penultimate timeout. West Virginia in a bit of cruise control here, under 2 in the second. Bracketology from CBS Sports right now says West Virginia is out, but it feels like the Big 12 has some tweener teams that with runs in the Big 12 tournament could make some national noise.
Well, no question. I mean, we said UCF was firmly in at 10 right now. 3 straight losses is going to make things a little bit more shaky. You got TCU right now who's fought their way back into the tournament as well, but West Virginia is kind of that next team in the Big 12 that now, let's see what they do at Kansas City. That's going to be the determining factor. But definitely the outcome they were looking for tonight before they head out to Missouri.
Foul to Burks, his second. What really compounds it for West Virginia, though, is their worst loss we showed as Utah February the 18th. The runner-up, probably their second worst loss, happened Tuesday at Kansas State.
Yeah, exactly.
Had they won that game, I think the national conversation about tonight is probably different.
No question. I mean, that took a lot of wind out of the sails of West Virginia. Again, a P.J. Haggerty-less Kansas State team is a game that even on the road, they really, really wish they could have picked up, especially this time of year.
Well, Floyd converts. You wonder how many bid stealers there will wind up being.
Yeah, there's always a few. It always seems to work out that way. That's why we always love March Madness. It's crazy. Even before you get to the tournament, it's craziness. There's always controversy. There's always things that you go, how did they get in? Or they should have got in, you know? Last year was North Carolina, and it's always somebody.
Silly giveaway. Huff Steven up the floor, fouled by Kugel. That'll be his third. And now it just feels like window dressing at this stage.
Now Honor Huff getting this West Virginia faithful up and off their feet here on senior night.
They've had such instability at the head coaching position in year one for Ross Hodge. You talked with him some today about the identity he wants for his program going forward.
No question. I mean, and obviously at North Texas, his teams were built on toughness, physicality, but he said he wants similar things out of this West Virginia group. He wants them to be a team that plays tough, that plays together. You see, obviously, it's been a bit of a carousel as of late, you know, but obviously following up a legend like Bob Huggins, you know, his teams were always extremely tough defensively. They always made it hard to come in here and win, and you know, there's going to be some of the similarities you're going to get when you come to Morgantown going against Ross Hodge. They're going to be defensively tough, and they're going to make things challenging on you. So this is the first year of a build-out, obviously, of this program. He was not able to get everything he wanted out of the portal last year with the time that he was hired. This year, he'll have a full pick of the litter with the portal. So I expect West Virginia to be much improved next season, even after this year, where they still have a chance to make the NCAA tournament.
West Virginia calls timeout. We'll take a 30 as well. 1:20 to go on senior night. Cruising at Hope Coliseum. Late stage in Morgantown, 75-60, West Virginia, the gaudy lead. Our coverage of college hoops continues next. Mountain West Mayhem, UNLV, San Diego State. That tip time has been slid to 10:15. Neither squad has lacked up a seed yet for the Mountain West tournament. Big one to come way out west. Out of a West Virginia timeout, it is Mountaineer ball. They have spread the floor and handled the pressure so well.
They really have, and you know, now with Obioha out of the game, pretty much going with 5 guards, and you have DJ Thomas. You know, they've showed a lot of poise here tonight as well. I mean, just again, runs, different opportunities where UCF tried to make a push. West Virginia has just weathered the storm, stayed consistent.
Chance Moore is going to sub back in. 6 seniors honored tonight for West Virginia. Their starting 5 and their top benchman, their top 6 scorers, over 80% of their scoring. Granted, it was an entire roster overhaul from last year. Burks miss, followed by Kugel a miss.
You flip the page to UCF, John. I mean, the question now is, you know, obviously we said they look like they're in with the 10, and I don't believe that's going to change with this loss tonight, but there's something that, you know, kind of puts a damper on that. Doesn't give you a lot of confidence. So as much as they look like they're solidly in, they're another group that, you know, they're going to want to go to Kansas City and pick up at least a win or 2 just to feel good, you know, if they're fortunate enough to still head into the big dance.
Foul to Kugel, his 4th. So Floyd at the line for 2. West Virginia as a team now 17 of 21 at the line this half. That includes 10 makes and as many attempts on the game for Huff at the line. So they have 4 men back at midcourt. Floyd sinks the second. Cheers for the seniors. The largest deficit matched for UCF, folks. Rejected on a 3 by Laurian.
Icing on the cake, huh? This is what you call Just making plays late, the highlight play.
West Virginia not only demonstrated its defensive intensity, but I think showed bursts of far cleaner offense than we've seen many times this year. And they're going to get a chance for some subs. I would assume some of the more veteran men are gone. Jasper Floyd, the senior, who came from North Texas with Ross Hodge. Honor Huff, the senior, led Chattanooga to the NIT championship last year.
And Jasper Floyd.
It's a great moment for these seniors, isn't it?
Folks hits, and now another sub. As Ugasuk goes to the table, and here comes Huff. So with the win, this is how it looks. The top 8 get a bye. As Ugasuk goes to the table, and here comes Huff. So with the win, this is how it looks. The top 8 get a bye. So West Virginia will finish conference play at 9-9. So will UCF. Honor Huff, the champ from the students. They'll get that breathing room of one extra day before they get underway in Kansas City. Well, folks, with 16 ties for the team lead, timer off. Now here come the Mountaineers, who are set to make it a clean sweep of UCF. In their last home game, they get their 15th home win of the year for the first time in 9 seasons. West Virginia claims 15 at home. That'll wrap things up for BJ Taylor and our entire crew. My name is John Sadak. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. After the break, way out west, a key Mountain West matchup, UNLV, San Diego State, West Virginia over UCF, 77-62.